Hello, this is Philip, and this is a quick video tutorial to cover the image size plugin. To start off with, we'll cover the installation, and image size installs just like any other plugin. So we'll minimize this and we'll go through the process here. To install, we install into our plugins directory, which is under WP Content Plugins, and we just drag our image size plugin folder in and allow all our files to copy. Now that that's done, we will double click on image size and we will change our file permissions for the cache folder, and we'll set it to 755. Click OK there, and 755 should be good for you. It depends on your server configuration. If 755 does not work for you, you can always use 777. Now that the plugin is installed, we can go and activate it by going to Plugins, looking for image size, and clicking Activate. Now that we are installed and activated, we will look at the function that is available to you for image size. The function is very useful for theme developers, and it looks like this: image size, the URL or the ID of the image, the width, the height. There is also a attributes array, and so an attribute is something like class, ID, anything that you would want to pass in and add to that image, tag, and then also the quality, which is by default set to 95, and then an option for echo, which by default is true. And so we'll go through each one of these as we go. So to start off with, we will just add our image size tag in. We'll leave that at the top so we can see how it works. 38 is the ID of one of the images I have uploaded, and so I'll just type in 38, and I'll show you that image here in our admin. So we'll go to our media library, and 38 is the ID to this image here in business. Now that I have my mouse hovered over the business title here, if you look down at the bottom, you'll see the URL attachment ID equals 38, and that's the ID to our image. This image size function works great with custom fields. So if you're passing in a URL or an ID, you can then sort of grab that inside one of your theme files, and then use image size to display that image in any way you'd like. And it's perfect to use with other plugins like custom field templates, where you can upload directly. You can create an image input right inside one of your posts and upload, so it's perfect to use for something like that. So now we have image size equals 38. We can go in and we can give that a size. We'll go ahead and say 500 by 300, or we'll say 200 here. And the two requirements are the ID of the URL of the image and either the width or the height. You must add at least one or the other. If you add just the width, the height will be proportional to the scaled down width, or if you add just the height, then the width will be proportional to that scaled down height. So now we have a 500 by 200, which will crop this image for us. We'll just save that. And now that image is saved, we will go and refresh our home page, and you'll see that image appear here. And so this is the image set at 500 by 200. Notice one thing here is that maybe we'd like to crop it a little bit differently. Maybe we need to see a little bit more of this lady and take some of this headroom out of the image. To do that, we can actually edit the image in the media library by going to Business, clicking Edit, and using WordPress's Edit Image functionality. And then we'll just grab and select parts of the image that we would like to use. And so by default, what image size does is just grab the center of the image, and so that's why we're getting something that looks a little bit like this. And so we can sort of resize this image, not really resize, we can just sort of crop this image in a little bit different way, so that we make sure that we get the parts of the image that we would like into this version. And so with the image here, now we have these two a little bit more centered. we can go ahead and click crop and save that. We'll save that change, and now if we refresh, we'll see that this cropping is a little bit better for us. You would use this cropping to sort of maybe center whatever you would like to see, and then once you get it centered, you can use the same ID to create a thumbnail. You can create a banner image. You can create multiple different images based on one set image, which is great, so that you don't have it would be easier for any author who's inputting or adding a new post or a new page to add one image that represents maybe 3 or 4 image sizes, but they only have to add it once, and all the other versions are created for you. That's the power of image size. Let's look again. Let's look at the code real quick. If we view source here, we'll scroll down, and you'll see here's our image. This is the code that is being used to create that image, and we see their width is 500, height is 200, and then our width and height is shown here. We'll close this, and now we will look at the arrays attribute. And so one thing you can do here is you can add an alt tag to your image. Man and woman talking, and let's say we want to add a class. We can do that here, and we can call this image size. And as you see, this is a key value array that we're adding in. On the left side is the attribute we'd like to add, and on the right side is the value of that attribute. We'll save this, refresh our page, and now if we view the page source, scroll down, we'll see that those attributes have been added here. So we see width, height, man and woman talking, alt, and our class is image size. Another thing we can do is adjust the quality on the fly if we would like by I'm just going to remove this so we can see everything in one line, and so we'll just say array, and we can set this to 50 if we would like. And so if we save that, click refresh, you'll see that the image quality changes a little bit, and we can run that down even further if we would like. And so if file size is an issue, you can always degrade your image quality here. By default, it's set to 95, and then we'll just click refresh, and then that's back to normal. The next thing we can do is we can say echo is equal to false, and if we do that, our image will no longer appear because it is not being echoed. Instead, it'll be passed back, and we can add a variable here to capture that. So we can say image equals image size, and then let's go ahead and echo image so we can see what's being passed back. Click refresh, and now you'll see this is the code that's being passed back, which is just the link to that URL, just in case that's what you need. The option is there. And so, by default, you may only set, the first 3 options or the first 2 options, and that might be enough for you. Now, as an example of how the image size function would be useful for a post, here we have our Hello World post, which is located on our home page, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this this image that we added in through our index on our index template. Just save that and refresh, and now that's removed. And so what we'll do is we will go in, and I've already set this up, so I have a custom field called file upload, and in file upload I'm going to add the URL to an image called business, I'm going to add that custom field. So now if we refresh our homepage, we'll see that Hello World has a thumbnail on the homepage in the list, and if we go to view it, it now uses that same image to do a nice banner image across the top. And all I had to do was add 1 image to the post to get that functionality. Now another thing I could do is if I use another plugin like custom field templates, I can make that a little bit easier for my my authors that I'm developing this theme for. and I can create a custom field called a custom field template called file upload, and upload right on the page. So I can go browse. Let's look for let's use this image. Scroll up, click update, and then once that saves, there we go. We can click refresh, and now you see that image here at the top, and also on our home page you see a thumbnail of that image here. And so that's just a different way. That's a way that this is useful. So as an author, all I had to do was type my post, add one image, and now I have a thumbnail and a banner image all at the same time. I didn't have to crop it using WordPress's cropping tool. I didn't have to go in and or use Photoshop to create two separate images. All I knew is I wanted to use one image, threw it in there, and it works for me. And to view that code, you can take a look. Here's my loop, and all I do is I have a get post meta passing in the post ID. I'm grabbing the custom field called file upload, saving that as image. If image is set, then I go and align it left and go ahead and use my image size function to create the size I need. The same with the loop single. Here I am grabbing the image in, and if it exists, posting it here at the top, which is image size, and I'm creating a 600 by 200 pixel image. And so that's just a very simple way to use this plugin. Now we'll look at the image size widget. The widget here, or widgets, are located under Appearance Widgets, and if your theme is widget ready, you can use it and attach it to any widget area that you have and your theme is using. And so to do that, we'll attach it to our primary area, and we'll just click and drag image size over here. And you can add as many of these as you'd like to any of your widget areas as you'd like. And so this is what it looks like. We will go and we can click View Media to open up our media library overlay, and we can upload an image, or we can go and grab an existing image. Let's upload one. Let's grab one of the fruit. Now that that's added in, we'll click File URL and select that link URL here. Select all, copy. We'll close this overlay, and now we'll paste that file URL right into the image ID or URL field. Paste that in there, and by default the size is set to 100 by 100, and you can change this. This is just a default set. You can set it whatever you like. Let's set it to 200 by 150, and we'll go ahead and click Save. Now if we refresh our site, scroll down, you'll see there's an image there. It has a few other settings. We can have a link URL if we would like. So let's say we have this, and let's just say this is a promo for a different section of our site, maybe for our sample page. We can go and copy this link URL, paste it into our link URL field, click Save, and now if we scroll down, this image is a link which takes us to that link URL page. Another field you have is title. So if you wanted to title this in some way, like image of the month, you could. Save that. Click refresh, and now if we scroll down, we have a title above the image. And you can also add an alt tag. So this is different fruit. And we can also add a class if we would like. We can just call the class image size or whatever you like. Click Save. And then we can view our source here. And now if we scroll over, there's our title, here's our link, and then here's our image, and then here are the alt and the class tags that we just passed in. And so that is the image size widget. And so this is good for anything from image of the month all the way to ads. If you wanted to add them in, you can use image size to do that. And so that is the widget. And in this last part of the video tutorial for image size, we'll cover the shortcode. The shortcode can be used to create images and add them to any sort of text area that is on the site, such as like a post text area or a page text area, any custom type, any of that. Those anywhere that you can that is shortcode enabled, then you can add this a shortcode in for image size. And so this is integrated right into the media library. And so if we go to our media library, the overlay here, and we'll click the media library tab, we can look at any image, or we can upload an image. And let's just select one that we already have. We'll select airplane, scroll down, and we have this section called image resize here. And this is very similar to the function in that at least the width or the height must be added to generate the shortcode. And so let's create an image for the airplane. Let's just create an image that is 200 pixels high by whatever that is proportionally high. I'm sorry, wide. So the width we didn't set, we only set the height, and now the width will be proportional to this 200 pixel size that we've added in, and we'll align it left. This alignment left, center, and right uses the same classes, align left, align center, and align right, that are used in this alignment radio button section. And now we can just click generate shortcode, and there it is. Another thing we can do is we can add an alt tag, and so this is an image, we'll call this airplane, and that'll be our alt tag. And so now that that's done, we just select it, we'll copy this, we'll close this overlay window, and then we can paste this where we'd like it to appear. And so let's just put it right here at the top, paste that in, update, and now we can click refresh, and we'll see there's our airplane image. And we can go in and we can manually adjust this if we would like. The generator is just the shortcode little generator is just a way so that you can add the shortcode without actually knowing exactly the format of the syntax and how exactly it works. But once you get in here, you can adjust it in any way you like. Let's say we want to align that right. We just change the class to align right, refresh. Now you'll see that. We could also do center. We can change, this says 200, but no width. We can add in a width and say, we'll say 200 by 200. Click update. Now we'll refresh, and there's our 200 by 200 image there. And so this is the image size shortcode. You can take this and add it wherever you'd like. So let's go down here and add it to our last paragraph. Paste that in there. Update. Save. And if we scroll down, you'll see, nope, there it is down at the bottom of the page. And so that's the shortcode. I hope you enjoy image size and find it as useful as I do. And just let me know, rate it please if you like it, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.